Hello, welcome to Untapped Libraries, where the magic happens. I'm colloquially referred to as Neil. Oh, I botched that one. Okay.
I'm colloquially referred to as Neil for confused people, but for people who know me, I'm Vinny.
Yes. And welcome to
Untapped Libraries.
We are right in the heart of like Lorwyn. It came out last week.
We went to the pre-release.
Yeah, and it's an amazing set.
Very fun.
I love almost everything about it.
It's art, great. Cards, great.
Yeah,
Themes, great.
I always wanted them to do a set that had no digital art in it.
Right. And that was the goal, right? For
yeah.
the art direction.
I think there maybe was some, but almost all of it was physical art pieces, which
is pretty cool.
I don't know, it feels good.
You can feel the difference. You can see it comes out for sure. And some of the full arts are just spectacular.
Yeah, I love them. There's so many and so many little gems hidden in there. Where cards that maybe, like Magic always does, they'll have some like absolute dog water card, and it's got just
the greatest art,
amazing art on it.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I want now is a Bloomborough set.
Yeah. With
this art direction.
Yes.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, sign me up. Yeah. I'm ready to go back to Bloomborough already.
Oh, for sure. Same here. I think that's what would be like my perfect set would be a Bloomborough set with this art direction.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. I don't want Ninja Turtles.
No.
Strixhaven, it feels like we're going back too early already.
It's fine. People like two color stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I can't blame them. I like it too.
One little tidbit, which is really hard to show on a podcast, is we made a little tracker token.
Yes.
Which Vinny is going to bring to the Face-à-Face.
It's the Magic Spotlight series in Toronto, run by Face to Face Games.
There we go. Okay.
And so it'll be in Toronto February 6, 7, 8. I think this will have come out after that.
Yes, unfortunately.
So this is a message to everybody who was there. If
you could have got a tracker.
You could have met me and gotten a tracker.
Yeah.
So don't call in for this. If you've seen the Mr. I was just watching this today, actually. There's a Mr. Show sketch.
Yeah.
It's the pre-taped call-in show.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. That's
what we are.
Yes. Also, mayo, mustard, mayonnaise.
Yes.
Amazing Mr. Show. All right. Unfortunately for our guest and his deck, we didn't put poison as one of the things you could track on our tracker.
Well, it does have one other thing.
It does have another thing. That's true.
Yeah.
Shall we say hello to our guest?
Yeah, let's say hello to our guest, James Kelly. Welcome, James.
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it a lot.
Great. So you're here to talk about a super fun, maybe slightly oppressive deck?
Yeah.
I don't know if fun is the right word for my opponent, but I at least enjoy it. It's my Skitterix the Blight Dragon, or as I like to say, Skittles Taste the Painbow EDH deck.
It's definitely a painful looking deck. So the commander is Skitterix, the Blight Dragon. It's from the multiverse. What is it? What's that?
Which set is it originally from?
The original set is, I think, Scars of Mirrodin.
Okay, is that where Infect is originally from? That's kind of in the period where I stopped playing Magic.
I wasn't around during that time, so I have no clue. I know that was like Scars of Mirrodin, New Phyrexia, and I think maybe one other set. I forget. But from what little research I have done, I believe it was from like Scars block, New Phyrexia, all that jazz.
Right. So Skitterix, to read it out, it's a 5-mana black Phyrexian dragon skeleton with flying and infect. It's a 4/4, and it has the abilities. You can play 1 black mana. It gains haste, and you can pay 2 black mana to regenerate it.
And it costs 3 black.
Yeah, 3 black. A lot of people don't like to play against poison. I don't really mind it, personally.
Yeah, I have a poison deck. I wouldn't mind if someone played poison. I mean, I get it. It's slightly annoying to go from basically a 40 life pool to a 10 life pool.
Yeah. Well, it's like Mill. Mill always gets a really bad rap, and whenever I play against it, I'm like, okay, fine.
It's not so bad. Yeah, because you go from a 40 life pool to like basically 100 or 90
93 or whatever you're at,
Funnily enough, I play Mill in Modern. That's like one of my decks that I like to play a lot.
Interesting.
I actually really like playing against Bill because it just sort of feels like you have a time limit as opposed to like a fight. I like the way you're like, I got to get this person dead before, they count down to 0, basically.
Yeah, you're on a clock.
Yep.
What is the overall sort of strategy of the deck? How does it play out?
So, general rule of thumb with Skithiryx is when I first built the deck, it was very Voltron-y and revolved around just equipping a buttload of equipment to Skittles
Yep.
and or maybe another infect creature, but generally Skittles is the primary target for the equipment. And so it would just be equip as much junk to Skittles and then beat face. I recently made some adjustments to the deck to try and have it be less Voltron-y and be a little bit more mid-range, I think is the best way to describe it. I've yet to actually play it with any of the changes I've made. I think the general vibe of what I have going on right now is have it be a little bit more removal based, but also kind of play the long game in respects to not just being reliant on Skittles, but also just having different creatures to be able to deal infect damage to my opponents.
So we didn't introduce this at the start of the show, but you're one of the hosts of the Planeswalker Traffic Report, which is co-hosted by Dell, and Dell hosted 2 episodes ago where he also showed off a deck that was a little bit
of a difficult challenge.
A bit oppressive. Does this deck have a similar vibe when you play it, or is this just your aggressive go hard deck?
I would probably say not really oppressive is the word. I usually get targeted out first. So most times I'm usually the target of a lot of threats and removal early in the game. And I usually try to get removed first most times. I know in the past, because I've had this deck for, I think, 8 years, 9 years at this point in juncture. I know I usually rule 0 with people beforehand to see if they want to increase the infect total to not make it a feels bad kind of deal. So
Okay.
most people as of late have been fine with keeping it at 10, but I know in the past when Skittles was more of a problem back in the early, actually, I think I've had this deck for almost a decade almost. I can't remember. It's been
Oh,
so
wow.
long. I've had this deck for a while. Back when Skithiryx was more feared, I rule zeroed increasing infect to be 21 damage for, say, commander damage just to kind of match that total. And so a lot of people were fine with it, but now I think since infect isn't really as much of a problem with commander, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, we'll just see how things go.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I would do, probably.
This seems fair.
Yeah.
So that it feels like you don't get the feels bad, right?
Yeah.
You get everyone feels like they're playing on the level. They're like, okay, well, this is how I like to play. You're not changing the complete like underpinnings of how I enjoy the commander game.
Yep.
And you give it a chance for people to engage with it at the level they're comfortable with. And that's a great real zero conversation.
Yeah, and to be honest, I would not play like a weak deck against it, though. I would be like, let's keep it at 10, but I'm going to bring out a similarly strong kind of deck.
Right.
Yeah. I know with the new bracket changes, how things have been constructed in my deck, it's a bracket 3, but most times whenever I've been at my old local game stores, I would be at like the head table with everyone else playing their pretty beefed up decks just because, it's in fact you'd have a lesser total to go off of in regards to damage. So that's where I would wind up most times unless someone else was like, "Oh, hey, here's like 4 people that want to play bracket 5s." And then there's me. It's like, okay, well, we'll just put James at another table then. But generally speaking, this deck isn't too bad in regards to everything. Like I said, I get hated out early and often, or I'm just left alone because people forget about me because I'm either just drawing too many lands to do anything with, or I'm just dirtling around.
Yeah, just looking through this deck, there's some pretty nasty stuff. So why don't you kind of like walk us through how the deck kind of operates when it's running or when it's getting up going?
I usually try to go with setup turns to get any mana rocks out, or just try and build up a mana base, or even get some other smaller creatures out that get the game plan going, or try and get a lot of mana producers out. Like pulling up Magus of the Coffers or Cabal Coffers or any ways to just really start snowballing on mana and going from there. And then when I can get enough of a board presence going, then I can be like, okay, if I need to remove a particular threat, I can go with that. Or I can try and get one of the other smaller creatures beefed up with any of the equipment that I have. And then if I have to wipe the board, I can wipe the board and go from there. Or I can play Skithiryx. Like I said earlier, with the changes I've made to the deck, I have yet to play it out and see how it does in a game. But previously, my game plan was stick Skittles early, attach a lot of equipment to it, and then go to town. And then usually I can take a player or two out before I'm dealt with. But generally speaking, I'm usually taking out one player at least.
Is this one of those decks that sometimes it's really good at coming in like second or third? Is it one of those decks that can easily take out one player, but it's really hard to take out all three?
Yeah. It's very difficult to take out a whole table at once unless a timely board wipe or a misplay or anything happens. Usually speaking, like I said, I'm usually the one that's removed first versus other people getting removed by me.
As soon as you start dealing like serious threat damage, you've killed one person and everyone's like, oh, we got to deal with this immediately.
Yeah. And some of the cards that I've put into the deck recently have Proliferate, which is going to cause even more problems. And so we'll see how things work themselves out. But with how I've played the deck previously, it can get pretty scary pretty quick depending on how my draws are and such. But general rule of thumb is just stick Skittles, beef up, go to town, and then await my death.
So stepping back a little bit, how does this compare to your other commander decks? Are your other commander decks in a similar vein, or does this one sort of stick out as being an outlier?
Going through the rest of my commander decks that I have, I think this is an outlier in certain respects, because before Commander, I played a lot of Modern. I played either Tron or Infect back when it was popular, and then I got into Burn/Prowess and Mill. And then because of how life worked out between moving, the pandemic, other stuff like that, I got more into Commander with a lot of different stuff. And so I had Skithiryx throughout those whole times. It's just not really being able to find games or get games in as regularly as I would like. And so just through various deck building means and such, I would put Skittles away, build something else, or retool a deck and then just go from there. But I would definitely say this deck compared to some of the others in my collection, I think this is the biggest outlier amongst all of them. I know my Jazal Thundercats deck, it's just very low to the ground, very silly, but it's just cat tribal and then just goes from there. It just swarms the board with cats and goes from there. I have Brago Flicker Shenanigans. That looks to be a bit of a tempo deck / mid-range with just Flicker Shenanigans and go from there and a cure board state of threats, as well as controlling what my opponents are doing with flickering out any of their problematic creatures or even permanents with that.
It still seems to have a Voltron-y feel to it with all of the equipment. Just kind of going over some of these equipments. We got the Black Blade Reforged, with makes sense, gives the +1/+1 for each land you control. We got Hero's Blade, +3/+2, and when the legendary creature enters, you can attach to it, so it's free for Skithiryx. Inquisitor's Flail, when it deals combat damage, it deals double that. You got Swiftfoot Boots, you got the Jite, Umezawa's Jite, Champion's Helm, Darksteel Plate, and for anybody listening, the whole deck will be on, we'll have a dupe of the deck list on Moxfield, our untapped library's Moxfield account.
Yeah, and we usually copy it so that we have a snapshot of what the deck looks like that we're talking about. Yeah, just in case someone listens later, they can come to our Moxfield and find a little frozen in time version.
Yeah.
Prosterity's sake.
Helm of the Host. yeah. Helm of the Host seems nasty.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It has actually won me one game. and that is
Oh
literally
yeah.
the game.
At the beginning of combat, make a token that's a copy of the equipped creature, but the token isn't legendary, so it's fine.
Yep.
And then that token gains haste.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty strong.
Yeah, it's almost a myriad-ish
Mm-hmm.
for legendary stuff. Crazy.
Yeah.
You said you made some changes recently, but like, what did it look like in its first incarnation?
Oh God. That's a long time ago that I can't really
Sure.
remember.
Sure.
Instead of 20 artifacts, I think I ran around like 26 to 28
Okay.
in
Mm-hmm.
regards to equipments. Hatred was in the deck, Hal from Beyond's in the
Ooh.
deck, Never
Oh
Raw's
yeah.
Disc,
Mm-hmm.
the Dark Depths combo with Vampire Hexmage was in there. I still have those cards too. It's just I needed some stuff to take out.
Mm.
Yeah, stuff goes in, stuff goes out.
Yeah.
That's
All told, not too much. I think it's mostly just been tinkering with some new stuff that comes in and out every so often. Like I know with Kirik Sonny Yawgmoth, I know he was a big boon for the deck in regards to trying to help shore up being able to cast stuff decently enough. I've added a couple more board wipes like Languish, Blood on the Snow, some more targeted removal with Fell, Drown in Ichor, and stuff like that. I think for the most part, it's pretty much stayed about the same. It's just, I'm just trying to make it, as I said, less reliant on Skittles and more just to have different ways to handle everything.
that makes sense.
But I like it has a kind of a retro vibe to it as well. It feels like something that has been around
Hmm.
for a while
Yeah.
in a really positive way.
Yeah. It's my baby.
Mm. One card I want to shout out just because I love the art. I really love the art on Ambition's cost. I think it's so nice. You draw 3 cards and you lose 3 life, and the art just has this really cool retro vibe to it, like from a comic book or something like that.
Yeah, it's the 8th edition
Yep.
card.
It
Yeah.
is very pretty in foil, and
Yeah.
the little orbs, the sheen on the faces and everything like that, it is very pretty.
Yeah, and it's got like a Dutch angle to it. It's like
Yeah.
really interestingly framed. Yeah, one of the things, like, I'm assuming this Moxfield deck list is accurate to the versions of the cards in the deck.
Yes, literally. I try to make sure I have
Yeah.
every card listed as they are.
Yeah, and it's a pretty blinged out deck, if you don't mind me saying.
Like I said, it is my baby. It is the deck I've put the most money into and the most time. So, yes, it does feel like a snapshot because it is.
Because, yeah, a lot of these cards are foil and cards that don't often see in foil, like Cabal Coffers, you don't see often in foil.
That's one of the first cards I got in foil for the deck.
But you also have, like, Charcoal Diamond, which could be Charcoal Diamond from any set,
could
but
be,
no.
could be the
Speaking of,
4-cent
actually.
version.
Yeah, but it's not. It's the foil 7th edition. It looks phenomenal.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of like almost like heavy metal vibes in the art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in like the best way. Like some of the Iron Maiden Secret Lair cards.
I want some of them so bad.
Fit really
so cool.
nicely. Yeah, they look really nice. I played against the deck this weekend, and someone pulled out a bunch of those cards. And I'm not an Iron Maiden fan, but the art style is very very particular and really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, in this deck, you also have like the Secret Lair Grim Tutor. You have Textless Sign in Blood.
It's Textless Damnation.
Yeah, the
in
Textless
foil.
Damnation.
I didn't even know that version
it's
exists.
Pretty wild.
It's awesome. It's great.
So I have these cards here at the bottom as like special meaningful cards for me in regards to the deck building process.
Okay.
So the Charcoal Diamond was the art that I really wanted, and it really got me into learning about 7th edition and the first set of foils in regards to these foils with everything. And I just went down a rabbit hole with that. The Damnation that I had was something I bought from a vendor at GP Hartford back in 2015.
Okay.
So that was one of my big pickups I got that weekend because I went to it trying to find it for the deck as I was slowly blinging it out and such. The snuff out that I have, which at time of recording is just, casually like $250. Oh God.
Wow.
I remember buying it for like 40.
Yeah. I sold mine a couple of years ago for like 100 and something.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get some cards. How do I raise money? Sell other cards. Great.
I had to go through that a couple years ago. I think it was 2021. I had to have a hernia surgery, gallbladder removal, and some other stuff. And I wound up having to sell some of my cards off. I sold full legacy deck of Omnitel, which was Omniscience and Show and Tell.
Okay.
So I sold that. I had to sell my mono green elves, and I had this in this deck, and I'm sad, but I needed the money. I had a Judge's promo Yawgmoth's Will.
Whoa.
And I had to sell that.
Yeah.
Whoa, those are hard to come by.
Yeah, it hurt, but I needed the money.
No, I mean I hear that.
Yeah, I mean
you got to take care of your health.
Your health is really important.
Yep.
What part of Magic, the collecting aspect of it, speaks to you?
A lot of it is the art. A lot of it is just whatever cards speak to me in regards to whatever deck I'm building. Say with this deck, for example, like I said, with the Charcoal Diamond, Damnation, Snuff Out, these were cards I wanted the arts for. The Inkmoth Nexus, I really loved that Secret Lair, and I'm kind of mad it's not in a foil at any version, but, I'm still happy I own one.
So it's the tattoo version for those
right
who are not one of us three, I guess.
for the not three people in this meeting.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you get to hear about it.
Yeah. The Darkness, I really liked Darkness as a card, and having the Time Spiral Remastered foil was, I had that for Modern Mill for silly shenanigans, but now it's in here, and I'm like, yeah, it feels right. Yeah. The big thing with me and Magic the Gathering has just been the artwork and just learning about the history and the lore of the game and just learning to grow and appreciate it. And when you guys were kind of talking about going back to Strixhaven too soon and dealing with all the new stuff in regards to the universes beyond versus universes within stuff with Lorwyn, it's like, I know Wendell and I just recorded our episode not too long ago. We were kind of having a similar discussion with the Unskilled Commander about how much is too much in regards to product fatigue and everything like that, and just Wizards abandoning the universes within to go with universes beyond IPs and stuff.
There's so many people out there who are into so many other things that it is a great way to bring people into the Magic universe who wouldn't normally come in.
Yeah.
And it's a big money machine. So like I don't fault them for it. Like I get it. I've just kind of made my peace that like I wish they'd print fewer cards or like fewer sets in a year. But if I just think of the Magic sets that I'm interested in as the universe within sets, then it's like, oh, they are printing 3 sets a year, which is about right for me, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, not everything is for you, and you can just sort of tune some of the sets out and tune into the sets that you like, and then I will like pick up a couple cards from Spider-Man here and there if it really fits the archetype of what I'm doing, but I didn't go to the pre-release. I don't really care for the set, but
I think everybody's got to pick the level of comfort that they're comfortable with.
I think it's just the transition from feeling like every single set is for you to not every set is for you is hard for certain people to take.
Yeah, it felt like an invitation to like an event that you were like a club was having an event that you love being a member of. And then suddenly they started having events. Or like, wait, this isn't what I joined the club for.
Yeah,
but they can have the event. And if it keeps the club in business and everything's going great, then I guess it's okay.
Yeah. Pig's got to eat slop.
Don't bring that conversation.
I know. That's I just think it's funny. I don't think it's correct. I think it's so gatekeepy.
It is very gatekeepy.
But it's still funny.
It is funny. How did you get into Med? Like, do you remember? Were you like playing as a kid and then like lapsed and then came back to it, or?
I started playing Magic in 2011, 2012. I joined our high school's games club with my brother.
Okay.
We just kind of fell into it with a bunch of our friends, and one of our high school or actually 2 or 3 of our high school teachers were playing, and we just kind of fell in love with the game. And what really sold it for us was spring break that same year. We went to Boston for band, We went to one of the local shops in one of the markets around there, and we bought some bundles of Dark Ascension and I think some
Mm,
packs of Innistrad.
okay.
I'm trying to remember the order of the sets because it was, I think, Innistrad, Dark Ascension, and Avacyn Restored,
Mm.
if I remember correctly.
Right.
That was how that block
That
went.
block.
We went back to our hotel room, opened packs, cracked them, built decks of what we had, and then just kind of went from there. And I remember one of the big moments for me was pulling both Geist of St. Traft and then
Mm-hmm.
also later on in the packs pulling Elberst the Binding Blade and then winning a game with that combination.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, those kind of moments where you're getting into it and you suddenly do something like, I hope this works out. And then it works out. Yep. You're like, well, that felt good.
Yep.
Vinny, do you remember a combo of cards that really like got you? I remember being really into Thicket Basilisk and Lure. Oh. Like once I saw those two things together, I was like, oh my gosh, this is...
You have to block all my creatures.
This is amazing.
And all your creatures are going to die.
I was like, this is unbeatable.
I think it was those two for me, especially in regards to just making the memories of that trip and just really starting to get into the game. And then just kind of learning about different archetypes and different ways to play the game as I got more and more entrenched into it. As I mentioned earlier, I played Tron back in Modern when it was, still really, really good. I've kind of fallen off that bandwagon as of late, unfortunately. But, I'll always have those memories of playing Tron and just having fun, learning the deck, getting used to it, and just tinkering and seeing what adjustments I can make as I went along. But I always still remember back to Geist of St. Traft and Elberst the Binding Blade as those two cards that really solidified it for me.
Of course. And did you have like a lapsed period where you kind of like drifted away a little bit and then came back to it? Or have you been like, I'm on this wagon all the way?
So I think it was pretty much just like a year. And it was when I transitioned from high school into college. I focused on, getting into college, adjusting with college life and stuff, getting into being more of an adult, getting my first part-time job and everything like that. So once I started getting back on my feet with everything and just being like, okay, I have time, I have friends. Let's see how many of us are big dorks and play Magic. Turns out it was about 20 of us.
Amazing. That's nice to have.
And it just kind of went from there.
That's awesome.
Going back to Skittles, do you have any weird cards that you could never cut from the deck that aren't necessarily there because of power? They're just there because you love them to be there.
Or it's like, and there's nothing sacred in this deck. Like you'll just pick whatever works best.
Honestly, if I really had to choose, when I was making the adjustments for the deck, one of the big ones was Hatred. That was like the big one, just because I've gotten a lot of compliments on actually having an in decent condition Hatred. And also just, it's a really good card. It's between that and the Snuff Out. Like, honestly, like, it's between those two.
I mean, Hatred must just be when you, or at least you eliminate one player, right? It's Hatred for the people who don't know. It's a 5-mana instant, and you can pay X life. Target creature gets +X/+O until end of turn. So you only have to pay 6, and Skithiryx kills someone.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I pay 6 life, you die.
Yeah. I think, honestly, another card that's quote-unquote in the sideboard for the deck that I also cut out when making the adjustments was Howl from Beyond.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because I love the artwork on the Ice Age one.
Oh, yeah, the Ice Age one is pretty rad. It's a wolf howling lightning bolts. What's not to love?
Yeah.
I know. It's honestly low-key one of my underappreciated arts of Magic, but wolves are my favorite animal, and so I'm just like, all right, let's see.
I also just love the wolf eyes. Like, it's a bit abstract in the composition in a way that I would like to see more of in Magic. I really like it when cards have a bit of abstraction to them, and the eyes sort of peering through the background of the card is just awesome.
Yeah.
Being an abstract artist myself, again, with the whole artwork thing with Magic the Gathering, that's one of the things that really draws me into it. I'm probably going to butcher her name, and I do apologize. Veronique Maynard.
Okay.
She's one of my favorite artists.
I don't know her. Can you tell us a bit about her?
She did a lot of the full art Zendikar lands.
Mm-hmm.
She did the Magic Player Rewards Lightning Bolts. It was the last trip to Zendikar that we did that she did the fetch lands. I'm calling them box toppers because I forget the
Right.
actual name for them, but she did those primo foil fetch lands.
And all the swamps in here are the full art foil Veronique
Yep.
Menu swamps.
Thank you for the correction.
Yeah, we both actually speak some French. Vinny better than me, so.
But yeah, it's gorgeous. Are there any cards that you'd be like, I'm still looking at, like, this is the card that I would love to still add to this deck, or a card I want to upgrade?
I have one currently that I know it's mostly just a matter of just getting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Modern Horizons 3 Full Art Jet Medallion in foil.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It is really nice.
I want to get that. I want to get the Champion's Helm at some point in full art foil. Kirik, I need to get in foil. Sign in Blood, I'm not going to change. I know there is foil versions of it, but I love the Magic Player Rewards one too much.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's full art.
There's something about textless cards that are super user unfriendly.
Yeah.
But also very cool.
I have a story about that, actually.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
One of the first cards in the deck that I don't even know if I have anymore. It was the Magic Player Rewards Corrupt.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That pain in the ass card. That text list pain in the ass. Every time that I pulled it up was such a bear to remember the exact wording. And I finally got it down after so long of just trying to remember everything.
So for those who don't know, like not me, obviously I knew it corrupt. I didn't have to look it up. Corrupt deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. Yeah. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's even a 2-mana version of this in Modern Horizons 3 that's an instant, I believe.
What? Because corrupt costs 6, no? It's a black and 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it's just to any creature.
Maybe to creature.
Maybe it's a creature. Yeah, that's right.
Because dealing that to a person for 2 would be bananas.
Yeah, that would be a little too strong here, right?
Because that's the power of corrupt, is that you can go face with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That might have been Defile if you give me 2.
Defile is similar. Defile, I think, is target creature gets -1/-1 for each swamp you control.
Yep.
But there's a 2-mana one from Modern Horizons 3.
It does damage and you gain life?
It either does damage or maybe its target creature gets -X, where it's the number of swamps you control.
Consuming Corruption?
Yeah, that's the one.
It does have corruption in the name.
That would actually be good in this. Damn.
Yeah, it deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life.
Okay. X is the number of swamps you control. Yeah, basically it's corrupt for creatures or planeswalkers as an instant for 2 black. That is pretty good.
Damn. I actually need to get this now.
And that art is pretty metal.
Yeah,
it is.
The art on it is great. I like the sort of purple color to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Another card that I really love in this deck, I don't have a copy of this, Lake of the Dead. Mono black used to just ramp like no other color almost.
At a cost.
Yeah, well, yes, but like
Dark Ritual, you have to pitch a card.
Yeah, but
I mean the cost isn't exorbitant.
Cabal covers and Cabal Stronghold, you don't have to do that much. But yeah, Lake of the Dead, I'd love a copy of this card. It's like over $100.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have found it where I did. It was at my old local game store back in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
It no longer exists. It was called the Game Hub. It is a card I was happy to pick up at the recommendation of the shop owner because he knew how much I love Skithiryx, and he was like, hey, I don't want to force you into this direction, but this would be a really good card for Skithiryx. And at the time, I think I got it. I think it was like $60, $70. Nice. And I think he gave me a little off because it was like, I think 80 or 90 at the time. It has like some slight damage on the edging and maybe a little bit on the back. It's not in bad condition at all.
Amazing.
So I just remember a lot from that store, and it's one of the cards that has a lot of special memories to me, just remembering that shop.
Sometimes when you get a card, you remember when and where. I remember, Neil, you telling you went to Portugal to buy cards.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
in Portuguese as like a memento.
When I go on a trip, if I happen to be near a Magic store, I will go and try to buy some cards so that I have a few that are either in a weird language, or if I can buy singles.
To be clear, other languages aren't weird. They're just other
did
languages.
I say weird language? All the languages are weird.
Yeah, super weird, guys. Why are you not speaking English?
Yeah, exactly. What is this gibberish
English
on this
language is
card?
the worst one.
What's this Phyrexian text? Sometimes I will forget where I got a card, but sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember I got this in Paris, or I got this in Portugal, or something like that.
I also have a Lake of the Dead, but I packed it because I played during Alliances.
Yeah.
Nice.
This was back when I was playing unsleeved, so mine is like super beat up.
But that's all.
But that's what I like about it. Yeah, I wouldn't go back and do it. Like all of those nicks and dings and wear is like, those are games I played.
They're all little love marks.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I really like damaged cards.
Me too.
And I like getting stuff.
I like cards that I've damaged.
Yeah. I just like that feeling of, like not being too precious about it. My main way of spending time with Magic is painting on cards. I know on some level I'm probably reducing the value of the cards. Like, they are technically extremely damaged.
Some places consider them damaged, yeah.
And I think if I were ever to need to get rid of them, it would be harder. I would need to...
Right.
It would be more complicated. I'd have to explain a lot more. I couldn't just, like, walk up to the local game store and, like, put them on the mat and get money for them. I think they probably just wouldn't touch them.
Maybe.
But I love it. I think it's great.
But yeah, that's what makes it personal.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite card back in Magic Arena is that old beat-up card back that you see sometimes.
James, so you're an artist. Do you ever combine your art world with your Magic world?
I have dabbled into creating proxy Magic cards as of late.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get into altering at some point in juncture. I just haven't had the time to do so. But that's something I would like to start to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it's just been doing digital proxies in different art programs and just messing around and seeing what I like.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'll have to share some of the ones that I created with you guys and just get your opinions on them, because there's two that I'm really proud of. One is Brain Freeze and the other is a Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle that I did. I'm like, these are pretty good. I'm happy with these.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'd love to see them. Please do share.
We can share if
you're okay with it. Yeah, we can post it to our site.
Perfectly fine.
I started doing digital stuff as well. Like during the pandemic, and then I just sort of started scribbling on cards and was like, oh, I really like this. Like, I really like the feeling of it. And it's sometimes people give me sort of a bit of a funny look when I like I have this one deck I just made where I just like Sharpied a bunch of stuff, or partially inspired, I should say, by some of the cards that are in our previous guest DJ's Gonti deck, where he just acquired all these incredibly damaged cards. And I think for all these people who are like triple sleeving and then I will like bring this deck in and just riffle shuffle. There's something very satisfying about just not being fussy about these things. That they're to play with, they're not investments necessarily. Is there anything that we're missing about this deck that we should talk about? I
do have a funny aside.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I don't know if the listeners at home will ever see this. I will send you a scan of the altar of Skithiryx that I have. But when I was waiting to get the altar of Skittles done, I picked up another one. And I just kept it. And I'm using it as a token for Helm of the Host.
Nice. Oh, for when you make a coffee?
Yeah.
Yes. And so now I just have 3 Skithiryx.
Yeah.
Because my brother got me the Legends of the Multiverse foil one as a birthday present a couple years ago.
Oh, nice.
And so I have the altar one, the other Skithiryx copy I picked up, and then the multiverse version one. So I'm just like, how many Skittles is too many Skittles?
Yeah.
Well, with Helm of the Host, never enough.
Yep.
What's the most Skittles you've had on the board? Have you gotten all 3 out?
Almost. I got stopped.
Yeah.
I have gotten 2.
Yeah, once you have 2, people will be like, yeah, I better deal with this.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
This is a good good question I don't think we've asked. What are your favorite memories of playing this deck?
One of the last times I went down to visit my family and went to the game hub before it shut down, I went and played with some of the old people I used to play with, and I brought out Skitherix. They're like, holy crap, we haven't seen this in a while.
They remembered it.
Yep, they did. They did. It was nice to be able to play catch up with everybody and just see what decks they had brewed or what decks they had changed over time, because it had been about 4.5 years since I'd seen them. And so it was nice to hear what they've been up to, see what decks they either took apart or kept or anything like that. And they were honestly all surprised that I was like, huh, you kept Skittles, huh? I was like, yep, I am too stubborn to get rid of it. I put this much time, effort, and money into it.
Yeah, it seems like a real labor of love with this one. So kudos to you for treating it with a lot of affection. I think that's great.
I will be very sad if I ever have to sell this deck. I will definitely be sad. I don't want to.
No. Oh, I hope you never do.
Yeah, I think for me, it will be the deck that I keep around no matter what, unless absolutely, absolutely necessary.
Yeah. I think Neil asked you earlier, what card would you cut, or would you not cut if you had to? And it sounds like this deck is the card.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
What card? Whole deck.
Exactly.
It sounds like you would not get rid of this deck unless it literally saved your life.
Yep. Pretty much.
Well, that's as a testament to how Magic players feel about their creations.
Yeah, and a testament also maybe to how messed up the healthcare system is.
This is America.
Well, on that infectious note, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks so much, James, for joining us. We really appreciate you spending time with us.
Really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you guys having me.
It's really clear this deck is very well loved.
Yeah, for sure.
At least by you. Maybe not people.
Maybe not by anyone else.
Not so much.
All right. Thanks, you.
James.
Thank you.
Well, Neil, that's another episode in the bag. That was really cool. What a fun deck.
I really like this deck.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to play against it, but I appreciate
I would love to play against all the decks we've had on the show once.
Right. Yes, because we have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
I would love to play with all of our guests and the decks that they've talked about. For sure.
Someday.
Someday we'll get everyone all together in a big room.
Yeah, and for all the time travelers, be sure to say hi to Vinny.
Vinny, yes.
Last week
in Toronto when you saw me.
Yeah, and ask him for a token.
Yeah, and if you were there and you did see me without having heard this,
yes,
you can now pat yourself on the back for having met me.
Yes. Sounds good. All right.
Great. I guess that's it. Any final thoughts?
Vinny, you should just do your
You want me to do my thing?
Do your credit thing.
All right. You can find us on Blue Sky and YouTube as Untapped Libraries, as well as Moxfield, where all of our guests' deck lists are available, including this one. Our music is by Sparkling Water. You can find all of their music wherever you get your streams. Untapped Libraries is a proud part of the Podcavern Network, found at podcavern.com. If you have any questions, comments, or poisonous tokens, we can be reached at untappedlibraries@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and keep building.
Have you ever seen those lists on the internet that's like top 5 sandwich toppings, top 5 movies of the year, top 5 celebrities who have a very punchable face? You know what I'm talking about. The point is, all these lists drive us crazy because we have no idea who made them and how they even narrowed down their top 5 list. That's where my podcast comes in. My name is Tung La, and I am the host of Ranked, top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter. In every episode, with the help of a motley crew of self-proclaimed experts, we debate, battle, and work together, showing you the entire process of how we got there, to create a top 5 list of any and every topic we can think of, like top 5 brunch menu items, top 5 fictional dogs, top 5 90s songs, top 5 Steves? The list goes on, and we will not rest till we rank basically everything. So join us every second Thursday in the Pod Cavern for Ranked, top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter.
Top five, top five, top five.